Alright, it is Thursday, August 29, 2019 at 2:11 p.m. Alright guys, let's take a look at what Dorian is up to. Here we have Dorian at the National Hurricane Center. Dorian is 75 knots or 85 mile per hour sustained winds, minimum central pressure of 986 millibars, located 21.4 north and 67.2 west, movement northwest at 11 knots or 13 miles per hour. Alright, let's take a look here at the track. We have it could become a major hurricane by 8 a.m. on Friday and continue to be a major hurricane as it approaches the Florida peninsula by 8 a.m. on Sunday, and still a major hurricane at 8 a.m. on Monday, and then regular hurricane again as it reaches inland on 8 a.m. on Tuesday. This is what the National Hurricane Center is saying. It is right now at 85 miles per hour, but a major hurricane is 110 miles per hour or higher. So, if it's going to be a major hurricane, the reason is the heat of the water in the Bahamas and in the Atlantic right now. It will be fuel for it. Alright, let's take a look here. It says, as Hurricane Dorian threatens the Space Coast, NASA, SpaceX, and ULA work to secure their launch pads. So the people in NASA and the Space Coast are getting ready for the hurricane. On the Space Coast, where some models put Hurricane Dorian touching land on Monday, teams at Kennedy Space Center and Cape Canaveral Air Force Station are working to secure multi-million-dollar equipment ahead of the storm. A major storm slamming the Space Center facilities head-on will be a first. Past storms have come close. Damage from Hurricane Matthew in 2016 cost millions of dollars in repairs, and Hurricane Francis in 2004 toppled a Mercury Redstone rocket at KSC's Credentialing Center at the tour of the panels and the iconic vehicle assembly building, for example. So NASA is getting prepared to basically, brace for the storm. They've had rockets and things be crushed before, so they're getting ready. Let's take a look here at this article. Hurricane Dorian could hit Florida as a Category 4 hurricane. National Hurricane Center said there's an increasing likelihood of life-threatening storm surge. The latest forecast on Hurricane Dorian shows that the powerful storm will strengthen over the coming days and has the potential to become a Category 4 as it barrels towards the United States. The National Hurricane Center forecast Thursday morning that a Hurricane Dorian in 72 hours could reach maximum winds of 130 miles per hour, putting it at a Category 4. The category is the second highest on the hurricane wind scale. Anything 3 or above is considered a major hurricane. Dorian was about 370 miles east of the Bahamas and expected to move over the Atlantic east of the islands on Thursday and Friday, according to Hurricane Center. It was then expected to move near or over parts of the northwest Bahamas on Sunday. The risk of life-threatening storm surge and hurricane force winds this weekend continues to increase in the northwestern Bahamas, and hurricane watches could be issued tonight or Friday. The Hurricane Center said residents should have their hurricane plan in place and listen to advice given by local emergency officials. It is still too soon to tell exactly where the storm will make landfall along the East Coast, but the center added there is an increasing likelihood for life-threatening storm surge along portions of the Florida East Coast late this weekend or early next week. The center said that regardless of the exact track of the storm, heavy rains are expected for parts of the Bahamas, Florida, and elsewhere in the southeastern U.S. over the weekend and into the middle of next week. The hurricane was expected to produce 1 to 2 inches of rainfall, within isolated parts receiving 4 inches. The northwestern Bahamas were forecast to 3 to 6 inches of rain, with some areas getting up to 8 inches. The worst rain was expected in the coastal sections of the southeast U.S., where 4 to 8 inches were expected, with isolated areas possibly receiving up to 12 inches. Dorian's maximum sustained winds were near 85 miles per hour Thursday morning, according to the center. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis said during a news conference Thursday morning that all Floridians really need to monitor Hurricane Dorian and make necessary preparations. DeSantis had declared a state of emergency for parts of the state on Wednesday afternoon. President Donald Trump tweeted on Thursday that Floridians should be prepared and please follow state and federal instructions. It will be a very big hurricane, perhaps one of the biggest. Alright, guys, so we gotta be ready for this hurricane. You should already have your food, your candles, you should have water, you should have gasoline if you need it, you should have gas if you need it for generators, being prepared. I've been stating this since the beginning of hurricane season, but this is the reason why. Hurricanes are very dangerous, and when the lights go out, the possibility of the water going out, you need to be ready to have your family secure and to have the best, resources you can. So be prepared. If you live in Florida, if you have to evacuate, know the routes already beforehand. It's time to be prepared, guys. So I live in North Carolina, and I already have water, I already have canned food, I already have candles and flashlights. I'm already ready just in case the storm turns northwards. Alright, guys, let's take a look now at the satellite imagery. Here is Hurricane Dorian right now as it is leaving the above the Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico area. It does not have an eye right now. I haven't seen it develop an eye yet, but I think when it was over Puerto Rico, I saw a little bit of an eye. But right now, it's just getting bigger, as you see here. It's just increasing in size and headed towards the northwest. Let's take a look at the eye loop of the entire Atlantic. And this is the reason why it's always important to be prepared for hurricane season. We have Dorian headed over to the United States right now, but take a look here at what's coming off the coast of Africa. Do you see all these storms, all this rain and red coming off the coast here? Let's zoom in so you can see a little bit better. Look at all that rain headed off the coast of Africa. Hopefully nothing develops from this, but just so you guys know, it is getting to be the beginning of peak hurricane season, so we have to be prepared just in case anything else comes our way. Alright, let's take a look at what Dorian is headed right now. Alright, you see it's headed towards the northwest slowly. And you see the other storm that was off the east coast headed towards the north. So people that live in Massachusetts and the Canadian area up here, be prepared for all this rain coming in from Erin. It was a tropical depression, Erin, I believe. And also, taking a look, all these islands right here should be prepared. The Bahamas should be ready. Florida should be ready. Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina. The whole East Coast should have food, candles, preparedness kit. Just be ready. Even if you live in New York and Massachusetts and these areas that are far away from the storm, you never know where the storm could go. You never know if it's gonna shift. You don't know if it's gonna go out to sea. Hurricanes are unpredictable. So let's be prepared. Alright, let's take a look at Ventusky. Alright, Dorian is sitting on 81 degrees water right now. The water is 81 degrees Fahrenheit. As it gets closer to Florida, you see it's 82 degrees right now. 84 degrees. 84 degrees. 84 degrees. As it approaches the Florida coastline. So it's gonna get into warmer water as it approaches Florida. So that means that it will intensify and get stronger because the warmer water just fuels it and gives it more strength. Alright, let's fast forward a bit. Let's take a look here. Put it as precipitation. This is Dorian on Saturday. This is Dorian on Sunday approaching Florida. This is Dorian on Monday hitting the Florida coastline. This is Dorian on Tuesday, going towards the north, towards Jacksonville. This is it going up to Georgia and South Carolina and North Carolina. And this is it going Thursday over the area, and then going back out to sea supposedly on Friday. So we don't know if this is this is just a model. We don't know actually if this is what's going to happen, but this model has it hitting the coast of Florida, going over Georgia, South Carolina, and coming out again to north, outside into the ocean outside of Georgia and South Carolina, and just churning there. Alright, that's this model. I saw another model earlier where it hit Florida, it came out into the Gulf, and then came back and hit the panhandle of Florida. So we have to be very prepared, the possibility of multiple landfalls if it goes inland, crosses Florida, hits the panhandle of Florida, and goes inland into into the Mississippi area here, Louisiana. So we have to keep an eye on this storm. We don't know if it's going to cross Florida, hit from the Gulf side, or if it's going to hit Florida and go up Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, and come out into the ocean again. And who knows if it possibly could get stronger again once it comes out into the ocean. Because as I was saying earlier, this is 86-degree water, 85-degree water. If it comes back out here. Alright guys, that's it for this video. These are just possibilities of what the storm could do. Please pray for the people in Florida, for the people in the Bahamas, for the people all over the East Coast and in the Gulf, because this is hurricane season and we need the prayers. We need the prayers for people to be safe, and we need people to start getting prepared for the possibility of a major hurricane coming their way. Alright guys, hit like and subscribe for more videos. Check out Dave's Empire 1981 in the description below. He is our sponsor. And stay safe out there guys. Be ready, be prepared, it's hurricane season. God bless. See you guys next time.